So today is the Sunday of the WEC in Silverstone, and we're just going to travel there now. I'll try and give you a bit of a behind the scenes experience of this whole day. Hopefully you enjoy it, and yeah, it should be good fun. I think we're going to get some like trackside access, so should get some really cool shots of the cars going around track. So anyway, I'll film the day and hopefully enjoy. So we're here for the WEC in Silverstone. As you can see, we've just got track tabards on because we've just done a safety briefing, meaning we can go trackside now. I'm not 100% sure whether we can do video, so if you do see video, it probably wasn't taken trackside, but we'll speak to the social media manager over at WEC and see what we can do. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting day. Let's see what we get up to. I also want to mention that yesterday I was invited by Josh from Autosport to have a look at the Le Mans esports series. I was there for this, and I was also invited as well from WEC social media. So I got 2 invitations to this event, so I thought I've got to take up this opportunity. So we saw Fernando Alonso speaking about esports, about running his own team, and just in general about esports. And I also spoke to Josh, and that might even be used in Autosport soon, so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm normally the one doing the interviewing, not the one being interviewed, so it was an interesting experience, and thanks Josh once again. We just had an interview with Antonio Felix da Costa, which I'll play for you guys in a second. Really interesting. I've been actually a fan of Antonio for a long time, so it was kind of cool to speak to him. And some of the questions for my university project, which I thought I might as well ask him, and also just some general questions about motorsport. So I'll play that for you now. It was really interesting, and hopefully you enjoy. Hello everyone, today we're joined by Antonio Felix da Costa. I just want to ask a couple of things about motorsport and getting into it, and maybe key bits of advice you should be looking for. So, how important was go-karting in understanding how to control a vehicle?
I mean, go-karts are fundamentally where you learn everything. You know, they're what create your basics, your driving style, how you start to discover yourself as a racing driver, and it's where you learn how to, you know, you start to learn about yourself, you start learning about racing other people, racing lines, setting up a race car, all that sort of things you learn in go-karts. So it was a huge step in my career. I think I raced go-karts for 9 years, and 8 of those 9 years were all with the same team, which continuity is a big thing for me as a person and as a driver. And yeah, so for sure a very important step in any racing driver's career.
So how do you sort of stay physically fit throughout the season? Because I guess in the off season you've got a lot of time to train, but
yeah,
like you're racing.
You're actually one of the first guys to put it that way, and it's exactly what happens. So in the off season our physical state goes like that because we have a bit more free time and we can train a lot. And then during the season, it's all about controlling how little we can let it drop. Because with all the flights, hotels, bad food, jet lags and all that, you do end up training less, eating not as healthy and stuff like that. So, but on the other hand, you're in the race car a lot, which is the best training you can get. So it's a little bit of both. It's a hard compromise, you know. Sometimes you have like 2 or 3 free days and you feel like you haven't been home for a month and you want to go out for dinner with your friends, but you can't because you want to go training, or you have to go training the next morning very early. So there's always a bit of sacrifice and stuff that going into it, but in the end, you know, we're lucky people. We do what we love. We make a living out of it, so I can't complain.
Do you train your mental strength? Because I guess in close battles, especially in something like Formula E, where you're always battling someone, do you have to train that side, or does it just come naturally?
It comes naturally. It's a part of your personality, of the way you approach racing in life. And you know, you learn, and it's really important for you to learn from your mistakes. You know, make sure when you take a bad decision or you do something wrong, acknowledge it, move past it, and don't do it again. So all that just builds into your own mental training, and you just get better at it.
So unfortunately, motorsport is a very expensive sport. How did you go about finding your first ever sponsors in, for example, go-karts?
Yeah, I was pretty lucky because we found very early on a big sponsor in go-karts. They were the biggest competitors of Vodafone in Portugal. They were called TMN, and we were able to make them come on board, and they helped me a lot in my initial stages of my career. And then when I really needed big investment help, I got caught up by Red Bull. So that's when things kind of picked up, and you know, I I realized, okay, now I can do something out of this, because we were right on the point where can we keep on going or not, and then Red Bull changed my racing life, my career, so that was really important.
How does racing a GT car like you are today compare to a Formula E car? Do you have to adjust your approach? I assume going into it again.
I mean, they're so different that at the end of the day, you just have two completely different mindsets for both of them. I have to say, it's a lot easier for me to go from this to the Formula E than from the Formula E to this one, because the Formula E is just so specific, so different, so its own thing that there's nothing you can carry to that, and the M8, obviously you come back to the traditional kind of going racing, and you always takes a little bit of time to adapt.
So what's your opinion of motorsport going electric, going hybrid? Is that something you enjoy, or do you enjoy the...
Absolutely, I do enjoy that. I mean, it's impressive how much Formula E has grown and changed the perspective on fans, racing drivers, teams, manufacturers in the last 4 years. I joined Formula E from the start, and when I first joined it, I thought it's a new challenge, but personally I wasn't really into it, and it grew on me, and these days I love it. I love to go there and race those cars and be involved with everyone there, with the series. How much the series has evolved has been impressive, and now with all the manufacturers joining, it just shows you how important it is, not only for us, for our careers, but for the manufacturers themselves, for the road car industry, the electric road cars that are coming out, and how much the manufacturers use Formula E to help their road cars development. So it's been changing a lot. You can see F1 is hybrid as well, and sooner or later they're gonna keep on taking steps into that direction. So we'll see.
So my final question was, if you had one piece of advice for me before I do my first motor race, what would that be?
There's a few I can give you, but I don't know, man. Your first ever, don't crash. Don't crash. Finish the race, because if you don't finish, you'll always be thinking what could have been. So if you have to lose a place, lose it, but finish the race.
All right, fingers crossed. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
So we're now ready for the grid walk here at the WEC Silverstone. Looking forward to getting on it, see all the cars up close and personal, and the tension's building. The race is nearly upon us. there we are, that is the WEC weekend at Silverstone. Massive thank you to everyone for setting it up, and yeah, I'd just definitely recommend anyone in the future that wants to go to a WEC event goes to, because the open paddock, the just accessibility is something that I didn't really expect, and yeah, it was pretty incredible. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. So I think I probably didn't exactly word it as best as I could have done in the original outro, but I just wanted to say a massive thank you to WEC Social Media for inviting me. They gave me the trackside access, obviously the tabards and just everything to go trackside, and in the end I was actually allowed to shoot video trackside. I was allowed to do 2 minutes of trackside footage for you, so that's pretty exclusive because not really anyone else is allowed to do that except from the TV crews. So I was really excited to be able to do that, and I've got more. I'm not sure really I'm going to be allowed to show anymore, but it was really good access trackside. But at the end of the day, when I thought about it, you probably didn't even really need trackside access to get a load of good shots, because all of the grandstands were roving grandstands, so you weren't locked into a particular grandstand, meaning that you could just go wherever you wanted and wherever you saw best for a certain part of the race. And also the access to the paddock was fantastic, something that I think only Blancpain has, remember correctly, including the standard ticket. I think you can pay extra in DTM to get in the paddock, but all included in the actual ticket price is this paddock. You know, you got grid, not grid, it wasn't a grid walk, was it? It was a pit lane walk you can do for free, I think twice in a weekend as well. So there's so much you can do in the standard ticket price, and I don't want to just keep saying it over and over and over, but it really is just quite fantastic what they do for the fans. This, DTM, Blancpain, they've all been really fantastic, to be fair to them, and I think it kind of shows in a way where F1's going slightly wrong, because there just isn't maybe that connection with the fans that there is in some of these other series. So I really enjoyed the World Endurance Championship here in Silverstone. I'm not here to tell you to go and buy tickets to another event, but I just wanted to show off the whole experience, and it was really fantastic. So thank you to Juliet from WEC Social Media for inviting me, and also to Josh from Autosport. He set me up with another invitation as well. So as I said, I was invited for two things, which I didn't really expect. But yeah, I'll leave a link to my social media down below, because I did post a couple of pictures here and there. I got some trackside pictures, which I think, I'm not a particularly amazing photographer, but I think that the trackside access, and yeah, it was all just really good to get a decent couple of shots of the cars going around. So yeah, I'm sorry, I've rambled on long enough. Thank you for watching as always, and yeah, I would honestly say be sure to check out a World Endurance Championship race if it's coming to somewhere near you, because the access is something you won't get in Formula 1 and you won't get in many other series. So I think you'll love it. And obviously if you get to meet stars like Alonso, Button, you could list so many great drivers. So, you know, there's a great opportunity to meet so many fantastic drivers. So just do it if they're coming near you. So thanks for watching, guys. See you guys all around soon. It's been AlexZAfRo. Goodbye.